How's everyone doing out there? Today's video, we will be talking about, you guessed it, flat earthers. Yes, these people believe they've been lied to their whole lives, and they're so sad about it. Oh, poor flat earthers. Oh. Let's watch.
I'm doing this because, first of all, I'm angry that I've been lied to. I'm angry that my children have been lied to, and all future generations are going to continue unless people wake up to this.
Oh no, we've woken up to it. Show me proof, evidence, a model, anything that would actually prove that we don't live on a globe would be awesome there. People that are sad they've been lied to by the government.
The thing about a flat earther is we've all agreed that we don't live on a globe. We believe in a geocentric model, a flat stationary plane, and what they've been told about a globe heliocentric model doesn't work.
And this is the exact problem with you flat earthers and conspiracy theorists. You have a conclusion first, and then you work your way backwards. That is not how the scientific model works. It works by you have a question that you want to find out if it is true, not think that it is true before. Then you go through the scientific method and you figure out your variables and what you need to take out and how you manicure change until you come up with a conclusion. And that conclusion cannot be what you assumed it was at first. That is how science works. We don't have a conclusion first. We have a question that we try to answer, and if that answer is something different, then we go with that, or we put it into a peer-reviewed document place, or a place where people can peer review it, and then they go through it and they see if they can pick any holes in it or change it, and then you go, oh, thanks for telling me that I did this a little bit wrong. And then science is better because people have gone and tried to not prove you wrong, but make sure that your data is accurate. You flat earthers come in the wrong way. Flat earth first, then conclusion. That is not how it works. You have to ask a question, figure out the variables and what needs to be changed, or how you can make it be a more sound experiment with proof, evidence, data, measurements, things that people can reproduce over and over again as an experiment to test your theory. Let's keep watching.
They're right.
Some believe in a dome above, and some believe the plane goes on infinitely. But all flat earthers agree that there's no curvature, that water finds its level, and that we've been lied to.
See, you people can't even get your model straight. Some believe there is a dome, some don't. But you know it's flat. You totally know that without any evidence or any proof. You just feel special knowing that it's flat.
We see things off in the distance which should be hidden behind curvature. So that's the number one proof. We can see too far. Water itself always conforms to a level, and it must be contained. So gravity somehow holds trillions of tons of water on the underside of a spinning ball.
Yes, and what is your point? You pretend that this couldn't happen on a globe, but we still have not actually seen real proof that you can see too far, that water wouldn't hold itself to the underside of a planet while it's spinning 15 degrees per hour. Thanks, Bob. Or any kind of other proof. Just because your brain is too small to understand the physics and science that is going on does not mean it's not happening. Take some free classes online. Go and do some actual research besides quote mining or YouTube learning. Read a document. Do some research on who wrote the document, where the document came from, where they came up with the idea to write the document, because the science must have come out first before it to get to that place they're at. So follow the chain down. There's lots of things you can do to figure out that we live on a globe. I lift a full-size keg from my ears. I have ripped my ears open lifting the keg. Gravity exists. If I didn't, I would be able to make the keg be lighter and be able to lift it, and then it looks like I'm lifting a heavy thing. That's not how reality works. Gravity works because we live on a spinning ball that causes things to want to stick to the middle of it. No matter where you are on the globe, you are trying to be pushed towards the center of the globe on a 3D surface, not a 2D image that you flatterers like to try to use. It's a 3D globe we live on, and no matter where you are on the globe, you are being pushed down to the center of that ball.
And yet a moth can just take off from a tanker in Australia without any effect whatsoever.
Butterfly, moth, anything that flies has had billions of years of evolution to work out how it's going to fly in the air while the globe is spinning through the universe. If you have billions of years to figure out how to do something, then it works. It's not magic. It wasn't yesterday the universe was turned on or here, and then there's butterflies in a spinning globe. And again, 15 degrees per hour, 24 hours of rotation it takes for the Earth to spin, for it to be 1 day. 24 hours. 365 days a year, with a leap year that it takes for the Earth to go around the sun. That is not fast. That is slow comparatively to the universe and the cosmos and everything around you. Okay? How fast do you walk? Less than 5 miles an hour? How fast is the Earth spinning? There's relativity you have to think of. You people are so small-minded, you don't understand size. It is so crazy. Let's keep watching.
The ISS footage, clearly faked. Lots of things going on which are wrong. Harnesses, green screens, VR. You know, those that present for NASA are clearly spokespeople and actors.
Yes, I understand optics and video cameras and exposure and f-stops are very difficult to understand, and most people don't even understand what I'm speaking about right now because they've never worked with cameras or video footage, which I have. I was a special effects artist on short films where I did blood, gore, and guts for special effects. I made guts coming out of people. I made people look like they were getting stabbed. I made people look like they were being shot. Blood splatters, hitting the camera, all kinds of things with plexiglass shields and all kinds of things to make it look like these things were happening, which weren't. But what you're seeing in these images is data not being transferred right from the camera to Earth. Miles and miles away, like so far of distances you can't even think. Your live stream, most of the time, from here to another state, is interrupted and becomes garbly and turns into pixels. You don't think that's going to happen from space, homie? And then he shows the back of somebody's belt loop that wasn't tucked in, floating upward behind him. That's what happens in zero gravity when you didn't put the back of the end of the loose part of your belt. Tuck it in. It's gonna float up. It's a little piece of fabric that's not a harness. Show me actual proof of a harness. And then my favorite is the space bubbles. Go watch footage of NASA training in a pool and see how the bubbles are. See how many there are every time they move. See every time they do anything. Every time they breathe in and out. See how many bubbles they are. And notice how they always go straight up. Not in weird directions. Go watch your pretty little space videos that you think show bubbles. And notice how they do not directly go up. Also, the other thing you have to notice is how the things float in the pool. Their tools, the carabiners, their clips, their equipment, comparatively to what it looks like in space. Go watch closely. Go look. Go try to debunk me there, flat earthers. But I've done more research actually than you have, because my stepdad was very involved with the space agency and the Navy, and he built unmanned sea vehicles that picked up airplanes off the floor of the ocean. I don't know anything close to what he knows, but he was helping me build computers at 14 years old. Okay, let's keep watching.
I mean, look at Brian Cox, look at Neil deGrasse Tyson, look at Bill Nye. These guys aren't scientists. They're just compelling speakers. They're good, articulate speakers who are a good sales guys for the NASA model.
What part of education do you not understand there, fool? These people are there to make education more palatable for people who want to learn. People maybe who are ignorant or naive that wouldn't have thought of that before. But if you make it palatable for people trying to learn, then it makes it easier for them to take in that information. They're not doing it as actors to fake anything, bro. They are doing this so that people who haven't gotten a chemistry degree can understand it. Somebody who does not have a biology degree can understand it. We're out to help make people want to learn more. You people are out there to make people want to learn less and be more ignorant. Us pressing for people to learn more and learn about the globe and about how the world works, climate change, all kinds of other things, is pushing science, where you guys are pushing anti-science because you don't understand how these things work. Please show me a model for your flat earth, or you don't have a leg to stand on. There's more, and let's keep going. I guess I started this, so just like Mom says, you gotta finish what you start, so here we go.
Because we're unhappy about the lies. We're angry about the lies. And we want the world's deception to be uncovered.
Remember, kids, gotcha moments and black swans do not prove your fake freaking flat earth, okay? You have to actually have like science that corroborates with each other, and like how you explain the tides, and how we haven't like ever run into the dome, even though like a bunch of space agencies have shot rockets into space. There's the ISS. Like, hundreds of people have been to space, all kinds of stuff that like would mean there would have to be so many people involved in your conspiracy against flat Earth that everybody would be involved, and that would mean that like only you and your friends wouldn't be involved and the whole globe's against you. That doesn't make sense. It's a globe.
There is a conspiracy amongst the big global elites. They happen to be the directors and shareholders of mega corporations, and they act in their own interest.
Yes, there's a bunch of rich people that influence the world. That's not a secret, though. So, why are they keeping the globe a secret? Why is the flat Earth a secret? When they're bringing out technologies that would prove the flat Earth. You can't make a measuring device that doesn't work in the reality that we're working in and have it work. Buildings don't topple over. Bridges don't fall down because too much weight in them unless we say you shouldn't put that too much weight in them. We know these facts and these sciences and these equations and what the ending result's going to be because we live in reality, which is a globe. And a globe makes everything work. You can't fake measuring tools in every science and have them all work together. You can't have this physics work with this science that works with this and have them not match up if we are claiming something fake. It has to match. It matches up on the globe because that's where we live. Reality. Well, let's see what else they gotta say. These people are nuts.
Most people are not ready for a truth like this, and so when you do rock their boat and tell them, they'll want to get you as angry as you've just made them.
Another hilarious point that they always try to bring up. Sweetie, I'm a tattooed-faced gentleman who lifts kegs from my ears. I swallow swords. I eat glass. I have 10 world records for doing extreme stunts. I am not a sheeple. I do not follow what people just say. I do my own research. It took me years of putting things down my gullet to be able to swallow a sword. I don't just quote mine. I don't just YouTube learn. I've actually did the research, the studying to be able to manicure my body, to be able to do what I've been able to do. Just like a person who has a master's or a degree that took them 10 years to get. They studied day in and day out to know the ins and outs of that subject. You think you know more than a person who studies the globe, who studies the tides, who studies earthquakes? You honestly think you know more than those people who spent their whole lives studying that science?
People do think you're a bit crazy, and so I just wanted to find out if there were any other people out there who had the same kind of thoughts, and it appears there are quite a lot. It is a bit scary, and I think that's why a lot of people won't accept, you know, when we present sort of what we call evidence and proof, you know, that they just kind of don't want to listen or don't want to even investigate. It is quite a scary thing. It's not an easy path. It's not a comfortable path, but you know, they say the truth hurts, don't they? You know.
Yes, it can be scary to think outside of your box, but lots of us have done that. Billions of people are in the scientific community, and they prove the globe every day. We can step out of our box and pretend that it is flat, but then when you do the science and research, It reproves the globe. And again, billions of people every day are working in science that is based around the globe that proves the globe. So just because you have your little black swan moments, or you have your little flyers or your banners, does not prove a science. I still need a model. I still need measurements. We still need things other than gotcha moments. If you look into the flat earthers who've tried to prove the flat earth, they prove the globe. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Jeranism. So, if you actually do research, you'll find out it's a globe. And we're not scared to do the research. Since I started this whole debunking thing, I've learned a lot more about the globe than I ever knew, thanks to you all being ignorant and me being able to do research and learn more about the reality we live in. So I actually thank you, flat earthers. And it's really fun to make fun of you because you people are so naive that you think that there aren't people proving the globe every day, building buildings, building bridges, constructing things. Running governments has to be off of a globe model. So you people are so ignorant, you don't even know the rest of the world has to be running off of the globe model, because if they didn't, prove to me that things would work on a flat earth.
Most people say, oh, what does it matter if the earth is flat? I still got bills to pay, I still have to go to work. Yes, you are correct. But I want to be a better person myself. And so finding flat earth helped me do that. I changed a lot of the way I was. I've lost many friends due to that. Many just couldn't accept that.
Oh, you mean your friends that went to high school and graduated or went to college? You told them that you have no proof of a flat earth and they said you're a dumbass and they stopped being your friends because they actually went to college or paid attention in school? Oh, poor you. Oh, your life is so much better now because you're a flat earther, right? With your non-proof, and you now have no friends and you don't talk to anybody. And I'm sure your parents and family reject you or are not proud of you either now. So what a lonely life you live with no proof. Just go and take a science class. Get a grant to go back to school and learn something, and don't look like an idiot, bro. I know what you're trying to do with that hat, the Back to the Future hat, but Back to the Future actually proves the globe because, you know, they were talking about, like, that. Never mind. You're too stupid to understand science fiction anyways, and you think that the world is science fiction anyways, so, You keep believing that without your proofs is there, and we'll keep going on spinning around 15 degrees per hour to make a day 24 hours on a planet that is spinning slowly, which causes gravity for everything to stick to that because it is spinning with atmosphere and then space outside and things and stuff. And see, I am not a very smart person. I'm a tattooed face gentleman, and even I get this stuff. I mean, how do you not understand it if I understand it? There's more.
I don't think it's safe to trust any source of media because they're all sort of controlled and manipulated and used by all sides, you know. So I don't think you can trust YouTube, no, but I think you can get a lot of truth from YouTube. Like, you can get truth anywhere if you look hard enough. It's about being discerning, and I think sometimes you just know if something feels right.
Oh, that is so cute. You think that things feel right. And then you said that you shouldn't trust YouTube, but then you should trust YouTube if you find the right people, but how do you know their resources are the right? But then she says don't trust news organizations, but news organizations are not the one who tell us the globe is the earth. It is science, physics, and colleges, universities, other types of people that prove things every day. Science is proven by all kinds of technology, microchips and all things. So you're saying don't trust certain things, but those things have nothing to do with science. The news, YouTube, do not judge what science is. Peer-reviewed documents, universities, independent organizations, other countries are the ones who tell us how reality actually works. And you can go and try to do experiments to test those theories and see if they work or don't. Not just, I sit in my house and I like to watch YouTube and it tell me if thing right or not. That's not how things work.
We always learn through experience. So whatever your experience is, go with that. And it is quite sad. You know, when I first discovered this, I was very lonely. Very lonely. I didn't have many people I could talk to. But the more people that woke up and the more people that I showed proof for and I questioned stuff, the more people began to wake up. I'm not alone anymore.
All right, buddy boy, we just caught you in a lie. You said you had a bunch of friends before. Then you told them about Flat Earth. Then you had no friends. Now you have friends? What is this bull? See, you guys just contradict yourself constantly. That's exactly what these conspiracy theories are. Just a bunch of contradictions, just like the Bible. You say one thing in one verse, and then the next verse you say the complete opposite. Did you have friends? Were you lonely before? Did you lose your friends? Then you were lonely, and now you have friends, and now you're not lonely? But now you have an echo chamber where only the people that think how you think talk to you. So now you think you're not lonely because now you have people that are going to say whatever you want and give you the positive feedback that you want. So what was it? Did you have friends before? Then you became lonely because you're a flat earther, and then you found a couple people who aren't globers and they're flat earthers, and now you don't feel lonely? That doesn't make any sense. That's very bass backwards there, buddy.
If you have something that's not just a theory, there's knowing and there's a belief. And that's the trouble, is so much science today is based on belief. It's scientism, it's like a dogma. We're shown that gravity exists and therefore that proves heliocentrism.
Are you fucking kidding me? Science is based on believism and fakeism or whatever the fuck you said? No! There's measurements, maths, quotations. I mean, there's so much proof that science all connects together to make this work. Gravity works. Prove to me it doesn't first. You say it's fake or that it's pseudoscience or whatever. Prove to me that it's fake first.
Anything that will make me quit Flat Earth. I'd like to see a video footage of an astronaut going all the way up to the space station, docking, getting in. Then I'd like to see video footage of the World Cup, something live, a live action event where we can see, oh, there's Ronaldo scoring the goal. Live footage from the ISS. It should be a piece of cake, right?
Does he not understand that there are 5 or 6 live videos of satellites recording the Earth? And if you look at the weather patterns, you look at the volcano activity, if you look at storms, hurricanes, and you look at that footage and you see that that matches up to what's happening on Earth by different news organizations, by different countries. So if you're going to tell me that's fake, that they're all collaborating together to make the fake Earth from satellites in these images, Japan, China, Korea, India, England, and America would all have to be agreeing on this all being fake. We do not all get along. Why would North Korea agree with the globe Earth if it was flat? What point would it make for them to keep believing in this globe lie? Think about that, flat tards.
That would be very compelling, but I know it won't happen because it's not possible.
No, bro. It is possible, except for the fact that, like, space agencies and satellites have been set up to do specific purposes. And why would you make a satellite watch a football game from space when you have hundreds of cameras there locally at the event taking recordings? You think you are so special with your little flat earth idea that people who run satellites and run space agencies are going to be so worried about what your punk ass thinks that they're going to change whatever the fuck they're doing to focus in on something that you specifically asked for. And then as soon as they did that, you would change the goalposts anyways. You'd be like, oh, well, it was fake because what they did is they, like, took footage from this and they, like, manicured it to, like, pretend that it, like, came from space, and then, like, you wouldn't believe it anyways. So why are they going to waste their time taking footage of something that you specifically asked for when you're a nobody and there's no reason for them to do that? Watch the weather patterns from different space agencies and satellites, and then look at the news forecasts on the Earth. That will show you that they are the same, matching up different organizations with different sciences. It finally works together. Silly people.
As a flat earther, I think you change your perspective on a lot of things. Who you are, where you live, what the physics of this place is. And as much as I love flat earth and I love the people and I love the movement and I love what it means, because there's a very deep impact on everyone who gets to this place, I'd still be willing to put it down if I found there was such a large contradiction and a problem with it that it no longer made sense. Yeah, I could put it down.
Bullshit! Bullshit! You didn't come to this conclusion because you thought that scientists were right and that your teachers weren't lying to you or that the government wasn't lying to you. You don't get there from trusting people and from believing the facts that you can actually, like, look up. I mean, everywhere you go, you can find out the Earth is a globe. But your punk ass is so willing to feel special and think that you know something that nobody else knows because you're not smart enough to figure out that the Earth's a globe, that you now have this little special family of echo chamberists that just sit around and tell each other how great they are by patting each other on the back. Go out and do research. Read some documents. Take a free class online about gravity and then prove us wrong. You can't prove something wrong unless you understand it to break it apart. You don't even understand how gravity works, so you can't even deny it. You don't know how the Earth spins or how the universe works, so you can't deny it. You have to go out and learn these sciences before you can break them down and take them apart and prove them wrong. All you kids are doing is running around with your freaking flyers and your banners pointing at gotcha moments that you think are Black Swan, but Black Swan doesn't prove anything. You have to reprove your hypothesis over and over and over again, and if you can't, you need to take out the variables so that you can keep reproducing that experiment to make it a solid experiment, and then you need to put it out to the public so that other people can go and try to reproduce it, and if they can't reproduce it, then they come back to you and tell you why, and then that's how society learns. That's how we have computers, this webcam, this microphone, the amplifier. Everything that I have around me is all built on technology that has to be built on the globe model. I can't do anything without understanding the globe model to be able to use those physics and science to make things work in reality around me. Unfortunately, you guys are just basement dwellers that don't have to use science in their life, which is unfathoming to me how you can't use science in your life enough to understand the globe. Every day I have to use science, and when I use it wrong, it hurts me. If I don't use the math equations that I'm supposed to cast the resin, to swallow my swords, to create the artwork that I do, then I end up hurting myself. I have scars all over my body. I'm missing tattoos from doing things wrong. That proves the globe. When you do the science wrong and it causes you to hurt yourself or for things not to happen the way that it says on the globe, test science, and when the maths don't come out right, it won't work. And then you can say, oh, the globe doesn't work because these maths don't work. Well, you won't find that out because every time you do the maths, just like Bob, thanks Bob, just like Jeranism, just like all the others ranty, they prove the globe when they try to do science to disprove the globe because it only works on a globe. Disprove it.
The evidence keeps mounting up, and NASA's desperate attempts to cover up are getting worse and worse.
Come on, everybody, sing with me. There are 52 space agencies. There are 14 of them that can send stuff into space. There is SpaceX, Blue Origin, and other things that are causing people to, what? Go into space. So NASA is scrambling to keep this lie up, even though there's all these other places and things that are causing us to go into space. And like the ISS has how many space agencies that are up there with how many people that are there. And a couple days ago, 3 astronauts just went and docked and boarded onto it. But no. Oh, NASA is scrambling so hard to keep this lie alive. Oh, we're so scared, us globalists. It's fucking funny.
But it's now a legitimate thing to be talking about. We've made Flat Earth a legitimate conversation. And I challenge anyone to look at the evidence and go, no, that's rubbish, because it all stacks up.
He said evidence is stacking up. And if we look up the evidence, it's gonna like prove it. If you actually look up the evidence, you can find if you take more than 3 sticks and put them so far distance between each other, it proves the globe. And why do ships disappear behind the horizon bottom up? Why does gravity work? Things do not fall sideways or diagonal. They fall directly down, or they go directly up if there's no other thing causing them to move in a different direction. Wind, electromagnetism, other things. Things will fall to the ground, or they will rise directly up. Why does that phenomenon happen if gravity is not a reality? How can I make the weights that I hang from my nipples during live shows be lighter? Please tell me how I can make the heavy cast iron weights I lift from my nipples lighter. How do I change that? On the globe, I know that I can't. On the flat earth, you people say that there is a way to magically change properties of things. Please show me that so that I can use it during my shows. But my shows aren't magic. They're reality. Prove me wrong. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching and tuning in. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, all you lovely humans. See you next time.